I've been gone for a minute now. I'm back with the read off.
I'm the librarian, and I came to read.
Make sure that you're visiting fortheculturepodcast.com for our weekly episodes, also patreon.com/AdrianExpression. If you're following me on my gaming channel, youtube.com/AdrianExtra, you would know that I put up a new video on there. I've been getting these girls together on the Overwatch death matches, so just going over there. First, we're gonna start out with a topic that kind of caught me by surprise. So I took a little hiatus from Twitter, just probably like a day or so, and then I saw, when I returned, I saw that Blac Chyna was brought out the toy Lamborghini just to fight with China in Six Flags with China, just to fight with China, you know what I mean? So I took that hiatus. When I came back, I was like, girl, Blac Chyna fighting all up and down my TL. I said, girl, something's going on. And then somebody tweeted, I was like, oh, somebody touched her child, and that's why she's going off at Six Flags. I was like, oh shit, somebody. And I thought that y'all were playing with me. I thought that y'all meant that in a shady way, like talking about whoever she's dating at this point in time. I thought y'all were kidding around and calling her whatever, boyfriend, whatever her kid. And I thought, oh, okay, so somebody was trying to like flirt with her man, and then she went off, and that's why she fighting at Six Flags and she looks stupid. So I was just dragging this shit, bitch, but somebody told me, said, girl, no man. Somebody came up to her and tried to touch her actual child. I was like, oh, bitch, I thought y'all was talking about her like her boyfriend, girl, not her actual kid. Fuck over, bitch. So I was like, oh, it's her actual child, not her boyfriend. I was like, okay, nah, bitch, that's different. Bitch, I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't understand why y'all think y'all can just come up to celebrities I mean, anybody, honestly. You see a cute little baby, oh, okay, don't be gonna just, okay, and keep it moving. Bitch, don't be in their face. You don't know this kid, you don't know their parent. Don't be in these kids' faces like that, bitch. If I was a parent, I'm like, okay, yeah, he's cute, back the fuck up, sis. Blac Chyna went on the Instagram and said, hey, sis, I'm just gonna defend my child. It is what it is at this point. It is what, and I was like, okay, I don't blame her at all. I don't blame her at all. We can talk about that other situation where her dating, where her dating a high schooler later on. But bitch, as for her kid and as for her protecting her actual child, I completely understand her going the fuck off. And it's just, it is what it is. I don't understand, what do you all expect? Mother bear type of tease. It just looked extra funny. I promise you, I thought y'all were talking about her actual boyfriend when y'all said kid. Somebody touched her kid or somebody tried to mess with her kid. And speaking of being overwhelmed, apparently Beyonce's been booking 11-hour rehearsals for Coachella. Now, those of us who are a part of the Beehive, we already know 11-hour rehearsals, that's a walk in the park for Beyonce. Okay, she's a walking, breathing machine, and she does what she has to do. If you watch her behind the scenes, which I watch every single one, you will see that, you know, some of the dancers just like, girl, can we eat? Can we go use the bathroom, Beyonce? Damn, you know, she's that type of hard worker. Even in some of the behind the scenes, you can see her getting ready and practicing the choreography. Her face is just stone cold. It's like she's zeroing in on, it's like she sees into my account and she's zeroing in rehearsals. Her face is just, I see that rent money. I see Adrian's rent money. Pop, 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 pop. You know what I mean? She sees Adrian's rent money and she's coming to take that shit. In the rehearsals, I see it in her eyes. So I can only imagine how intense it must be for those dancers to be like, damn, sis, we've been Tootsie rolling for 6-7 hours, girl. We've been front, back, to the side for, you know, for about 12 hours. Sis, can we take a break? Can we sit our asses? But anyway, 11-hour rehearsals means that she's about to gather my fucking wigs and deposit them into hell. That's how intense my wig's about to be destroyed, okay? Magical, eternal power is coming to snatch my follicles, girl, and I'm ready. So let's lean into the more political side of this video. Y'all already know that's my favorite. I love to roast you, bitch. I love to roast society and get it together. Let's talk about Oklahoma teacher walkout. Now, if I was a politician, and you could be Democrat or Republican, whatever, if I was a politician, I would be listening to these teachers because this is not the first strike and definitely will not be the last. Now, what happens when teachers strike is that society is literally put on hold. Your kids are not learning, like the whole state, all the schools shut down. Your kids aren't learning, they're not a school, society halt. So you need to give these teachers what they want. And now these teachers are very, very aware, they're very cognizant of what's going on. They're not only fighting for raises, because I think that Oklahoma teachers did end up getting some type of raise, and of course that's nothing astronomical, but they got something. Even though they got something, they're still marching. They're still out there marching and striking because they're saying, hey, that's cute that you gave us a little raise, but years and years of our schools being underfunded, girl, it's not going to mean shit if we don't have the resources. So they're out there saying, girl, you need to allocate more funds in order to help get to schools to a sensible ass level. Old ass textbooks and old ass computers, girl, don't make no sense. You could have all the smarts in the world, but if you're not given opportunity, if you're not given access to resources or tools, it really won't make a difference. And this is what these teachers know. So they're out here marching. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Kentucky is also involved with this stuff too. So there is a huge wave of change that is coming. And if these politicians in whatever you are, Republican, Democrat, Independent, leprechaun, I don't give a fuck what party you identify with, if you're sitting at the top and you're not listening to these people talking, sis, it's going to be some more strikes, it's going to be some more chaos. So why not sit y'all asses down, get rid of y'all trash ass greed and bigotry, and listen to what these people are saying so that society as a whole can develop into something that is not fragmented or ready to fight each other like it's damn civil war, okay? I know that this particular topic may not have had a lot of traction in the United States, but in Canada, sis, Miss Jully Blac has been roasting and gathering the girls. Miss Jeannie Becker, they were on national TV. Now, Jully Blac, I think, is a Canadian singer-songwriter, and Jeannie Becker is just, I guess, a TV personality or some shit. They were on their national TV, and they were talking about, I think, the Catholic Church and what they used to do, or still do. They ripped indigenous people from their homes and put them in schools, Catholic schools, in order to, like, de-savagize them. It's just like, girl, so they were talking about that and the fact that the Pope won't apologize for that shit. And Jeannie Becker just got all of a sudden so offended when Jully was talking about systemic issues and colonization, girl. She just didn't know what the fuck. She's like, oh my God, why are you attacking me? Why are you attacking me? Jeannie Becker couldn't take it. And Jully was just like, girl.
Jully, why are you attacking me? No, I totally get what you're saying.
Why are you attacking me?
I'm not attacking you.
The truth hurts. I didn't say anything to attack you, Jeannie Becker. I said nothing about Jeannie Becker.
No, I'm just saying
Did I say anything about Jeannie Becker?
And she did it, and there's so many black women who go through that experience like, girl, I'm not attacking you, sis, I'm attacking what is being done and what's being said, sis. And the fact that you're taking it so personally, these systemic issues, means that you know you have a big ass part and you have a big ass role to play in it. Or it means that maybe you were not aware of it and now your ignorance is showing and you feel kind of hurt. Girl, don't feel hurt. We were all ignorant to certain things at certain points. But what will show me who you are is what you do with that knowledge once you get it, and Jeannie could not take it. She's like, oh my God. My white foundation is slipping. Jully, stop attacking it. Oh my God, I'm flying. Girl, Jully was just like, girl.
Let me tell you what you just said. I feel like. So whatever you're feeling, take it to the altar, because I'm not the one that's responsible for your feelings.
And I live for every single moment of that exchange. I honestly wish that Donald Trump would just take, even if it's an 8th grade social studies class, to learn how government works and to learn how laws work. It doesn't make any sense for him to go on Twitter talking about, oh my God, all these people are coming. There are other people are coming from Mexico in order to take advantage of our DACA law. Girl, but a lot of these laws, DACA and shit, they only apply if you were fucking brought over here as a minor, girl. That's why we had the protection. But the fact that his ass killed it and wanted some stipulations so it could be reinstated, it's just, the government is all over the place. DACA students are being let down, administration leaking shit and fractured. It's just a mess. What also is a mess is that a lot of people don't like solving problems. They like putting band-aids on the bullet wounds. Parkland students are now, they have to bring clear backpacks and walk through all this type of shit as we expected. But it's just like, these are temporary fixes. And that's what the Parkland students are saying. These are temporary fixes. There will be something else happening next week or the week after if we don't fix the problem at the root, at its source. I said this on Facebook and Twitter. I'm just like, a lot of white people, they are so quick to point out the violence in rap and oh my God, the vulgarness and violence in hip hop. And it's like, wow, y'all are quick to notice violence in music, but when it happens in real life, y'all ignore it. Y'all ignore the issues that cause it, but when it's in music, all of a sudden, oh, there it is, I can see it, I can spot it. So I completely understand what the Parkland survivors are saying. It's like, damn, sis, we've spent all this time suggesting ways in which we can address this to make some lasting effects, and y'all just gonna throw some clear backpacks at us. And it's just, we gotta vote these hoes out. And the way that it's looking right now, we just might. Democratic Representative Beto O'Rourke raised more than $6.7 million in the first 3 months of his 2018 campaign. This is a sign that the Democrat from Texas is poised to put up a significant fight against the incumbent incumbent Republican Senator Ted Cruz. Now let me tell you something. These Republicans should be very afraid. I've already discussed it. We've had this special elections and shit. We've had this wave is coming in of people who are fed up and they're tired of it. The even more attention grabbing thing about this is that he managed to raise like $6.7 million. And that's more than any Texan has raised in a single reporting period for a US Senate contest in at least 3 decades. So that, and the money that they got was from like 140 some thousand people. Not from big ass companies and shit, it was from grassroots ass people. So the fact that they are grassroots ass motherfuckers, money donated from, I guess, normal everyday people, and they put up that much money and will be able to put up that much of a fight against Republicans, will send a message to not only Republicans, but also those people who are working local and working grassroots stuff and working to get in positions around the country like, hey sis, we can do this. We can do this. All we have to do is stand together. Y'all claim y'all fed up, girl. Let's make some things happen. And it's happening, girl, so be very shook. Be very afraid, you bigots. But let me tell you something we should be very afraid of. I'll let you watch some of this shit.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platform.
Yes, girl. Those are a lot of the stations, or all the stations owned by Sinclair Broadcasting. They're sending out a clear-ass, propaganda-filled ass message. Now, usually, you leave the local stations to do their local work and tell their local stories, girl. Of course you have some regulations, but shit, y'all are literally pumping propaganda into the machine. Now, if Sinclair Broadcasting gets what they want from the FCC, they'll be able to reach 72% of US households. That is alarming. The fact that you have and that's why we had those protections in place. That's why we were dragging the shit out of Ajit's ass, because we did not want a monopoly built ass market, especially with somebody just pumping one view throughout the whole country. And that's fair for people not to want to have a rigged ass market, but instead of responding with actual criticisms and an argument that he could use and back up with facts, Trump just went on to call people names. He said, it's so funny to watch the fake news networks among the most dishonest groups of people I've ever dealt with criticize Sinclair Broadcasting for being biased. Sinclair is far superior to CNN and even more fake NBC, which is a total joke. I'm not getting anything from that. We have specific issues that we're worried about, girl. The fact that they're spreading propaganda and bias, and the fact that they can control 72% of US markets. And it's like, girl, we have specific bullet points that we want answers to, and you're just saying, no, girl, Sinclair is better than the rest of these bitches. That's not what we asked you, girl, what you prefer or the other, girl. We're dealing with facts at this point, sis, and it's very factual that these Democratic voters are coming to slip off that toupee, sis. So I hope that you have glued it down. I hope you stapled it down. I hope that since you're inviting Putin to the White House, I hope that his ass came with some hair glue or wig glue to help your ass. I know he's bald, but sis, he's your boss, right? And bosses are supposed to have all the tools that you need to work at your place of employment, right? So he should come. He's gonna give you your annual performance review, I guess, when you invite him to the White House, and hopefully he'll have some wig glue to hold that toupee down for when the Democratic voters are coming, okay? You're still built like a pelican from Finding Nemo. Have a good goddamn evening.